A story that makes you question, who is it? I am new here, been reading a whole lot on this forum for some kind of understanding what is going on with my wife. Here is my story. D-Day was September 18th, one day after my 3-year-old son's B-Day. My W called me at work, I could tell something was wrong, to tell me that she had gone to court and filed D. We had a 40 minutes conversation to which she told me that she was done. She was completely drained from the last year and she was not happy. That day I was told to move out. Quick background of the last year. My W was pregnant with my youngest son and trying to open a new business, and caring for my oldest son, then 2 years old. I was working a lot of overtime to support the household and helping after work get the business ready for grand opening. We were renting a house, moved into my mother-in-law's house to save to buy a new house. That was on Labor Day. I was there only 2 weeks. You get the taste of the stress I was under. Needless to say, I cracked. I could not handle it. I got overwhelmed and eventually got on some meds to deal with my anxiety and eventually drank more than usual for me. About 2 to 3 beers a night. I have since quit. In the last month she has filed the paperwork, served me, and now in a few days we will be going to a court clinic to finish everything. All in a month's time. Crazy. I am 34, she is 30. We have 2 little boys, 3 and 2. We have been together 6 years, married 5. She has all the signs of a walk-away wife. She is extremely cold and negative when it comes to the marriage. She even goes as far as to say that this is going to be better for the boys. Since D-Day, I did not do the typical song and dance, beg, plead, cry, etc. Instead, I just agreed with her and said that we had some issues, but I did not think that this was the answer. I have read 6 books, all the greats listed in this forum already. Since D-Day we have contact only through text, basically having to do with our boys. We have even figured out all our divorce split over text. I have called 3 times, only because texting would take forever. I slipped a few times in the beginning, sending flowers, cards, and gifts to the shop. She of course did not even acknowledge receiving them. She did tell me to stop sending them to the shop though. I have been trying to employ the 180. Went back to gym, therapy 6 times, and church. I feel that I have committed to it at least 85% of the time. At this point I think I need to give her a taste of what it will be like without me there. I am a little lost, don't know how long her fog is going to last or even she will come out of it. Anybody have suggestions or any success? I really do not think it is someone else. Also, it would be extremely difficult for me to find out so since we are already physically separated. Also, I do not have access to any of her accounts. Additionally, if there was someone else, she is living a lie in front of everyone, including her family, my family, and her friends. I would not want to be the guy who is a secret. Also, typically those types of flings do not last long. I really feel she was unhappy due to my depression over the last year and the typical nagging, complaining, bonding, etc. that come with marriage when one is depressed and anxious. I feel at this point, what is the purpose of exposing if there was no M in the picture? She is going to have to live with that guilt and eventually bring him out into the open. Then everyone would automatically suspect that this was going on for a while. Then what? She is going to raise these little boys with some weird guy she meets. That probably won't last. I really don't think this is the case. She texts me every once in a while and will mention who she is with and where she is. Not saying she could be lying, but in some cases, she even will send a pic of my boys. I will think about it though, because if this were the case, exposure would make her feel extremely embarrassed and stupid. A month later, in a few days we will be going to court to finalize all the paperwork, amicably. Since D-Day she has been in limited contact with me, text only, and I have given her plenty of space, since we are separated. Also, I have not phoned her but 3 times tried to keep it business only. My question: when is it a good time to initiate contact with a W that has a hardened heart? She has shown signs of softening. For instance, last week she invited me to the park to play with my kids, but then goes back to business as usual. Says she is trying to be friends for our boys. After the paperwork is filed, we have to wait another 5 months, then it will be finalized. Last night when she picked up my boys from my mother's house, she hung out for about 20 minutes. Then I pushed a little bit, telling her that it does not have to be this way and it is hard to let go. She became negative. We have not talked at all about anything about what led to this situation. It has been all her just moving along, pursuing the D, telling me over the phone, serving the paperwork, and then arranging the court date. I feel that she is running and keeping herself so busy to ignore thinking about it. The days that I am sure she is alone are the days she texts out of the blue or asks me to go to the park. This is the hardest thing I have ever had to do, let her go. Sometimes I want to shake her and wake her up. Will she ever come out of this fog? Do W's really think that the grass is greener? This is crazy. Well, I just text her that I will be picking up our other car from her. She had her mom go out and purchase her a new car last week. The other car needed to be fixed. It was hers, but all in my name. I am thinking part of my 180 that has been missing is completely severing all ties with her. Close joint bank accounts, sell cars, split up our stuff in storage, etc. Since we have kids, we will always have to be in contact. but I am thinking that should be the only contact we have. It has been 10 weeks since my wife walked out. Brief background: we have been married 5 years and together 6 years. 2 boys, 3 and 1, 5, 34 years old and 30 years old. We have been on mostly texting terms. I implemented 180 and no contact 4 weeks ago. Since we have kids, we only text about them now and have to see each other for an exchange each week. I have been consistently working on myself. I am getting into great shape, look good, feel good. I am focused on buying a house on my own after the D is final. We both moved back to parents. I am being a great father, take my boys everywhere I go. Don't get me wrong, this is not easy. The loneliness and heartache is extremely tough. There are days that I miss my wife a lot. I want to pick up the phone and call her, but I don't give in. I wonder if I am doing the right thing with no contact and 180. Is there any chance that she is waiting for me to make the first move? Is she waiting for me to be her knight in shining armor? My wife is very stubborn, and when she makes a decision, she tends to stick to it. It would take an act of God to change her mind. How long do I stay on this path? Prior to doing the 180, when we were married, I was extremely unhealthy. I drank, ate bad, and was depressed. Finances partly led to this. She left because it was your drinking, golfing, and neglect. This journey is by far the most difficult I have experienced in my life. There is no OM that I can see. She has really attached herself to her friend that is, for lack of a better word, a streetwalker. The D is not final. She has been partying, drinking, and shopping a lot. Ironic that she cited my drinking as a problem, and then she is doing exactly what she disliked in me. She is living at her mom's house and has my boys there half-time. She is saying one thing to my family, but behind the curtains, she is partying with her friends. Also, not to mention, she is acting very impulsive. She went out and had her mom buy her a new car. She could not do it on her own because her credit is bad and she had no proof of income. We own a small business that she runs. Did not sleep much last night, tossed and turned. This weekend was rough. Last kid exchange told W that I wanted to change our schedule to give me kids during the week so that I could have every other weekend off. So, I saw them last Friday night. Have my first weekend off, went out with some friends, sister-in-law and brother on Sat, had a blast and came home late. Then I text STBX Sunday to see how are the kids doing. She did not respond right away. So, I backslide a little on the 180. I check her business bank account and I see that there are large charges for an exclusive hotel out of town. I Google it and see that she went on a quasi-business related trip, party out of town. More a party with socialites than business related. So, she finally texts me back 30 minutes later and say, "Kids are great, keep in mind it is 7:30 a.m. I ask if they are eating breakfast, no response. Then I say that I got them a surprise and would like to give to them this morning. Now I know that she must still be out of town and she does not know I know. This is where it gets interesting. She tells me that the kid's still asleep. Now I know she must be lying. By this time it is 8 a.m. and the kids are always up early. Long story short, she does not tell me what she is doing, rather she lies. She must have left the kids with her with her mom or dad while she went out of town. She tells me that I can essentially see them Monday to give them their surprise, to which I tell her I will give to them Thursday when I see them, and I leave it alone. I know I need to let her go and be 100% committed to the 180. But our emotions are crazy. They lead me to think that there is hope that one day she may wake up from all this and think, what have I done? Why do I love this woman still when she is really not who I married anymore? One of the hardest things to do is let go of my kids with her. Yes, she takes care of them, but I have a hard time with that she pawns them off on family while she goes out and parties. If she is going to do that, fine, but let me have the kids. It pisses me off that she is so irresponsible. This is a roller coaster that I want no part of. I have done so much positive changes since the S. I see that she has done nothing. All her complaints about me, and she is spending out of control, partying still, and caring for the kids when she wants to. If there were no kids involved, trust me, I would be out the door fast. But since there are, I feel obligated to them. Hard as hell. It will be 3 months since my STBX dropped the bomb on me that she filed for D. We have been in no contact for 6 weeks ago and has progressively become NC. We have 2 small boys and are forced to see each other at least once a week. No other man. Since the bomb, she has been partying it up with some new friends, spending a lot of money out of the business account, which she can't afford, all when I have the kids. Then when it is her turn to have the kids, she is in single mom mode, all the while running a brand new business. 5 new. My problem is that I have, as of 6 weeks ago, been taking inventory, if you call it, of what she has been doing. I have been watching her from far away. I have access to her business bank account. I have photos of her partying and drinking when I have kids, and I have caught her lying about going out of town when she had the kids. She left then with my mother-in-law. I have not exposed any of this to her or my family, friends, or in-laws. I am at a crossroad here, or at least have been thinking about this. Do I sit her down? Remember, we have been on texting terms only since she left. and tell her that I know what she has been up to and essentially give her an ultimatum. An ultimatum of shape up, work on your M and being a mom or ship out. We go to court, split everything up, and I am going to ask for a lot more than what she is comfortable with, and I may have to expose her behavior to court and family, what she has been up to. Or do I still do nothing, keep working on me, ignore her, and make her finish what she started with the D, keep letting her go? I am at a point where, unless the STBX made some serious strides and accepted that she has some problems, probably more than me, when she wanted out, and really put 110% into the M and our children, then says, no deal. I am torn, because although the 180 is working great, I feel great, look great, I am confident I could go out and get a better upgraded version of my STBX. My morals tell me that the right thing to do is be a family unit with my STBX. Update: the kids had their annual daycare Christmas party. This is a big deal, and my daycare provider spared no expenses as usual. The agenda included all the parents of the daycare kids and a visit from Santa with presents for all the kids. I was in charge of bringing a side dish and my STBX was in charge of bringing the presents for the kids. You have to bring presents ahead of time so Santa can hand them out when he arrives. Day of party the 14th, my mom goes to get services at STBX business in the afternoon. Mom texts me and tells me that STBX was talking about not being able to make it to the party. Maybe because she might stay and work late. I'm like, okay, let's wait and see what she does. Party starts at 6 p.m. sharp. Santa will show up at 6:45 sharp. I get ready, look good, dress good, smell good, haircut. About 20 till 6, I am on my way to the party. STBX texts me and says not going to make it. MIL will be there to pick the kids up. Still at work, she flakes on the kids' Christmas party. So, I respond, really? Wish you would have told me ahead of time. I have to get them gifts to take to the party. Tell mother-in-law, it's okay. I can take the kids until you get off work, or they can stay the night. She tells me, and I confirm with daycare, that STBX dropped the kids' presents off with her a week ago. So, I say, okay. Text me when you're on your way tonight. I'll have the kids ready for bed. STBX, okay. The party goes great. Kids have a blast. Saw Santa and he gave them their gifts. We leave at 7:45. STBX texts at 7:50 p.m. just keep the kids tonight, I will get them in the morning. I will leave a check at my house. I told her she owes me for some bills I paid for her. I tell her okay. Text me, we will meet up tomorrow. Okay, I can't believe she put herself in front of her own children. Extremely selfish. Second, she is supposed to have them for the weekend starting Friday night. I don't mind having them more, point being that she wanted to go out. So, I have them overnight, and last text I hear from her for the night is, how did it go? I said good. That is all I hear from her for the night. Now, the next morning I go to work for a few hours early and have my mom watch kids for a few. Get home, no word from STBX. So, we go out and run a few errands, kids and me. Then STBX texts at 10:45, our kids. I can meet you now, but where? I don't answer right away, as I am busy and don't have my phone. So 15 minutes later I see I have a missed call, her. So, I text back, they're good. Let's meet in an hour at Starbucks. STBX, no, I need to pick them up now. I can pick them up wherever you are. Me. Do you need me to have them longer? STBX. No, I want my children. Me. Okay, give me a little time. I can meet you at Starbucks in 30 minutes. STBX, are you out of town? Me. No. STBX, then why can't I just pick them up? I don't care where you are, I just want to get the kids. Me. Can you give me 30 minutes? STBX. Whatever, that's fine. My therapist warned me to beware that with manic depressives their moods swing back and forth from extremes. My STBX has lost her marbles. So, we meet, she gives me some money and we keep it about the kids and not one word from her. Me. I was cool, calm, dispassionate. The crazy thing is, I know she has to work today. So she is just picking the kids up to go to mother-in-law's house. And the hits keep rolling. I just found out today that my STBX is in Vegas. She picks up the kids on Friday at 4 p.m. Had then till 2 p.m. today and is off to Vegas with her friends and new boy toy. Till prob New Year's Eve. I had a hunch that the reason she left was for another man, but I did not believe it. Then last week she told me that she was dating and there was someone, and all the pics confirm it back to round Thanksgiving. We have been separated 3 months. I have been dealing with this guy for 2 weeks. There are so many pics of my STBX on FB and Instagram, not hers, some other dudes, of her partying with her other guy. How dumb. Still don't get it. I have had these kids while she is out partying. What is she thinking? I am just collecting all my data for court. Not looking good for her. Don't know how this story ends. This is crazy. Don't worry all. I am still on 180 and NC. Just can't believe this is the woman I married, had children with, and was going to spend my life with. Seriously, what am I supposed to do? I know, truly let go, 10 commandments, etc. Then I have a what if she come out of her fog and realizes what she has lost. Then what? Am I supposed to do the godly thing and try to with her? Okay, so today I called in sick to work because I was going to go to the court and file the mediation. The plan was to drop the kids off at daycare. Then my STBX was going to pick them up, go to daycare to find out it was closed. So, I texted STBX daycare closed. She wanted me to drop kids off at sister-in-law's house. I was like, that's all right, I have the day off, we are on our way to the lake. I asked her to tell me when she is available for the boys. She told me she would be home by 4 p.m. and where to pick them up at. I told her, text, that I did not plan on daycare being closed, so had to take the kids with us. Sorry, I'll try to be home early. She told me to keep them warm, and then wanted to talk to them. I told her that they are, and she asked again to talk to them. I told her in an hour, but never texted her in an hour. I just texted STBX few minutes ago that I can meet her at Starbucks at 7 p.m. tonight. I plan on dressing nice and dapper as if I am going to dinner. She needs to know that I may have another woman waiting. At this point, I could care less. I am just trying to move on, be happy, focus on my needs and my kids' needs, and that's it. She can have her new life in OM. I am better and deserve better than that. I need to get her into court, but I have to be patient and let her do the damage first to build my case. I can't just walk into court and say, look at what she has been doing the last month. The court will not care. But if I go in there and just present the facts and say this has been going on for multiple months, then I may have some ground to stand on. Courts have a way of sniffing out if one parent is being a deadbeat or irresponsible. They can see through the facts to get the story. If mom is dumping kids off here and there, the court is going to ask why. There are certain things that are out of my control. If she wants to feed them chips and ice cream for dinner, out of my control. If she wants to take them to other man's house and he has no criminal record, out of my control. I need to focus on what I have control over. This is a wicked game of chess. Update. So, it was agreed that I would have kids until Tuesday Eve. STBX could not tell me when she would be back from New York. So, I planned on keeping kids until wed night. Of course, I had to make last-minute arrangement for daycare. STBX texts me at 11:45 p.m. at night that she is home on Tuesday night late. I don't get it until early wedem, on my way to work. STBX wants to pick them up right away. I tell her no, I already made daycare arrangements and that I will get them to her when I get off. 4 p.m. I cannot keep shuffling everything around at her convince. This sends STBX into a new level of pissed off. She does not like to not have control. After many texts, she threatens to call the police because she wants her kids now. I calmly say, text, that I understand that you have been gone and missed the children. I can get them to you at 4 p.m. today. And as far as the police statement, I told her good luck, as I have called the police already and confirmed. Unless they're in danger or there is a divorce decree, there is nothing they can do. Long story short, STBX goes to the courthouse and files an emergency visitation motion. Now I have court tomorrow morning. I call my lawyer. She giggles and tell me to rest easy tonight, that I have nothing to worry about. My STBX is totally falling victim to her own feelings. She has no idea of the stockpile of information and documentation that I have compiled in the last 4 months. I will be finishing her, if need be, tomorrow. The bad part is that this may get expensive, but if it is for my kids, it will be well worth the investment to protect their quality of life. This is why I have a lawyer, to help me through this process. To be completely honest with myself, I want her to be a wonderful mom. I want her to put the children first. I am working on reaching a point of indifference. I actually would like for us to talk about what is best for the kids at least. I really do not care what she does, if it has nothing to do with the well-being of the children. My plan for court presents the facts objectively, fairly, and with a smile on my face. It will be all about what is best for the kids. Went to court today. This is what transpired. I got there early, saw STBX and MIL sitting far away from me. Of course, did not acknowledge me. My lawyer, who happens to be around my age and hot, showed up and intro herself to STBX. Totally caught her off guard. Look on STBX's face equals priceless. Since we did not know why we were here, my lawyer asked STBX for the copies of the paperwork, to which STBX told my lawyer no. Lawyer told STBX that she would be telling the court what she said to the judge. STBX said fine. So basically, she was made a fool of. Lawyer let her have it. STBX, who represented herself, because she has no money, spends all on partying, had a look of fear and watery eyes the whole dang time. What happened was STBX got pissed that I would not give her kids when she wanted them on the last exchange. She was in NY. And went to court and filed an emergency motion for visitation and tried to blame me for everything. I sat there, did not say a word. I was happy and cheerful. My hot lawyer took care of the rest. The court denied my STBX's motion and denied her immediate child support until she completed her paperwork for the D. STBX was not happy, even went as far as to argue with my lawyer during recess. At recess we ironed out a 6-week temp parenting plan exactly the way I wanted it. Judge signed it until we can get an agreement. If STBX cannot stick to it, too bad. Kids go to me if she leaves more than 16 HRS at a time. Needless to say, it was a happy day. Went to the drive-in movies with that girl I met online. Had a lot of fun. It's nice to have good company, attention, and attraction again. Things are on the up and up. Just picked up the kids with my brother's wife, and STBX was surprised to see her. STBX was overly nice to her, like having no drama and the feeling of control over my life. Well, it did not take long for STBX to break the court-ordered temporary plan. Dropped the kids off with her this Tuesday morning, and she asked if I could take them one day early. Me pick up Thursday. Today, at 4 p.m. instead of court-ordered fry at 6:30 p.m. What a piece of work my STBX is. On the other hand, have been on more than a few dates with new W. She is starting to grow on me a little bit. Taking it real slow, no rush. We have a lot in common and she is great. Invited her to a kiddo play date with some friends and all the kids, hers and mine and others, play great. So much fun. Read a book on rebuilding after your relationship ends. Very insightful. Gave good pointers. Things are really on the up and up. Looking back now, I was really miserable in my marriage. STBX was really providing a lot of stress in our marriage. I am not living in a cave. I take my kids everywhere with me. This is not the only time I have done a play date either with friends or new people I meet. I want my kids to experience the joy of meeting new wonderful people. They are loving every minute of it. We have been invited to so many B-day parties, get-together, and playtimes. As far as the new W, we talked about it and made sure it was a healthy environment and it was all about the kids. We set boundaries so that not to let the kids in on too much. As far as new women, the more I get to know her, the more attractive she becomes. Crazy how this works. Still taking it real slow though. A few times I caught myself having serious feelings for her, but I am purposely holding myself back. We really enjoy spending time with each other. And we did another play date with the kids and some other friends. It was really one of the best dates I have been on in a while. All the kids, especially hers and mine, got along great. Spent Sat and Sun with new babe, and we had a blast. There is a but here. The more we get to know each other, the more I am seeing some red flags. The biggest is that she is still being pursued by an ex that was abusive to her. I talked to her about it and realized that she may still be dealing with this issue emotionally still. I am beginning to have feelings for her, so what do I do? My feelings tell me to help her and that maybe she can get through this. My gut tells me to tell her to crap or get off. And if she can't make a decision, then I will. Why women go back to their abusers is beyond me, but I get that feeling from her. Thank God I can now identify the signs of a bad potential relationship and observe it from a distance to avoid any bad decisions on my part. I am proceeding but with caution. I just had a talk with her and told her to get it figured out before you pursue anything with me. She told me that she is not dating anyone else and that she has not responded to her abusive ex. She has been, her words, going dark. She said it is her feelings that she is dealing with. She was using me as a sounding board. She seems to have a good head on her shoulders. My plan is to watch, have fun, and observe from a safe distance. The kicker of my weekend I forgot to mention. While I was with the new babe, a cougar that I met a while back, if you have been following my thread I mentioned it before, got back in touch with me. She told me that she knew who my STBX other man was in his story. She told me his name and that he was married before with 3 kids, had a kid with another GF, and just recently got her girlfriend pregnant and left her for my STBX. So, her friend who is 4 months pregnant with other man baby is severely depressed and he is with my STBX. Boy am I happy I am miles away from that drama. I was telling my friend this in his exact words, a matter of time before she is pregnant. Had I known this 4 months ago, would have saved me a lot of sleepless nights and emotional heartache. So, it has 5 months since the split. I think I may have lowered my walls a bit and let her in a touch, hence the sting. But you all are right, I may have gotten off easy. I will have to reflect a bit to see where these feelings are coming from. May have been that she really caught my interest. Don't know. She def needs to sort through her issues with abusive BF first. I can't be part of that. I am living a soap opera life right now. So, I was down a tiny bit because of the loss of new babe. So I called the cougar to follow up with her on her pregnant friend. The cougar spills all the beans on my STBXOM and how much of a piece of crap he is. She tells me that she gave her pregnant friend my number to call me. She is really depressed and down. So later in the night, pregnant friend, STBXOM's GF, calls me. We talk for 3 hours. She is a really strong woman. She has lawyered up and is proceeding to have the baby full custody. I got so much info about OM and STBX I would need hours to explain it all here. She is a very nice woman and just like me got hosed. She offered any help that she could give me. To sum up our convo, everything that I have assumed was going on with STBX and OM is absolutely true. She is actually 7 months pregnant, very successful career, a caretaker, giver, drop dead gorgeous, don't know why OM left her for my STBX, and has a huge heart. She just got wrapped up in the wrong guy. She is in therapy and handling it the best way she knows how. We are meeting up today to put a face to our names. Poor thing, I can't help but feel for her. I can't imagine the pain she is going through. I am 34. I went out for the first time back in December. and meet the hot cougars, both of which have my number and keep regular contact with me. The cougar ran into my other man's ex-girlfriend. She gave her my number and told her to call me. I met up with the ex-girlfriend last night, and to confirm everyone's curiosity, she is smoking hot. I have no idea why other man left a smoking hot chick. She is 35. For my STBX, maybe because she is bubbly and young, 30, I don't know. We talked a lot and I told her these exact words: "You are really good looking. I don't know why other man left you for my STBX. Any man would be a lucky man to have you on his arm." She texted me after our meeting and told me that I was a lot better looking than other man and we should have been the ones who had the affair. Also, new babe and I have been in contact with each other too. We have been talking a lot. She told me that she has strong feelings for me but still has history with the abuser. So, after a long talk and a brief meeting, we decided to go dark for a week and a half. Not for her, she said, for me. Then if after 2 weeks of dark I miss her or still feel the same about her and her about me, we pursue this further. This won't be hard for me. Either way, I am okay with the result. New babe, as of Monday, she said she needed some time to figure things out between the abuser and me. But we have still been emailing and texting each other a lot. She keeps telling me how conflicted she is. I started to get some feelings for her before she called it off. So, we saw each other yesterday and boy was it hot and heavy. She even went as far as to tell me she is falling for me and is seriously scared. That she wants to validate her feelings. So, her idea was for us to go dark on each other for 2 weeks. What the hell does that mean? I know, let her go and I'll be better off. But boy, she was really a good chick, had all the pieces for potential. But just needs to figure her crap out. A month later, what I have been up to in the last month. 1. Extremely busy at work, and we are almost done with a huge project this week. I have been working the last 8 Saturdays, full days too. 2. I have been dating here and there, when I find time, and finding out really quick that there are a lot of women out there that have had issues. 3. Getting out more often in my free time. 4. Made a few me purchases, sold a few items to help her down on a house. 5. Meeting new people and working on a social group. The dating situation. I was dating the Korean Breezy for a bit, but as some of you know, she went back to the abusive BF. Funny thought, she still calls and wants to go out here and there. Recently, this girl whom I work with has been a lot more friendly than usual. Come to find out, she got D a few months before myself. We have been talking and we hung out once. She is really pretty. Has the whole naughty teacher look. And her head issues. She has some major flags that she actually admittingly told me. She is on antidepressants and still has not quite turned the corner yet. Basically, she is not ready to date, and it has been almost a year for her. I met another girl for the dating website. Cute 28-year-old Jersey girl. 2 kids. I still talk to her a lot and we went on a few dates, and she too is admittingly not ready to get too serious in a relationship. I am taking a break from women, or at least divorced women. I think I need to go for the ones that have not been M. As far as new girl, we talk often and as far as I can tell she is def attracted to me. So, I have taken a few steps back so that she does not get the wrong impression of me. I helped her move into her place and fixed a few things here and there. Her ex, my STBX's BF, is going crazy as of late, so it has been hard for her. I catch all the red flags, although to be honest, part of me likes the challenge and chase. I have since refrained from such destructive behavior. The D is almost final, very clean and easy. I have noticed the STBX being a lot more friendly as of late, probably trouble in paradise. To me, as long as my kids are cared for and loved, I am okay with it. Also, a side note, my ex-mother-in-law eloped and got married to a trucker. She is a nurse and makes a lot of money. She has only known this gut for 4 months. I guess the tree does not stray too far from the apple. My comment: it took OP some time for detachment, but he made it out alive. And better than ever. Did you like this good ending? Sub and bell and check out the other stories down below.